Good morning, lovelies. Today's May 13th, 2022. My question for today is, what makes your life complicated? Ooh. So many things. Where do I even start? The problem is I try so hard. Oh, excuse me. I try so hard to lead an uncomplicated life. I try to simplify everything because complication inevitably leads to drama, and I can't handle drama. Not anymore. So I think the first thing that has complicated my adult life was getting married. I don't think I ever should have been married to the people that I was married to. And that's one of those things that you kind of hate to say, because there are things that came out of that marriage that, that are great. Like, I love my kids, and they all came from, so I have 4 kids. 3 of them came from my first marriage, and 1 came from my second marriage. I love all my kids, but if I'd never been married, then I wouldn't have those kids, right? But they really screwed me up. I'm finding out. I knew that the second marriage really screwed me up. That was a much more intentional screwing up, I think, than the first marriage was. But that first marriage, man, I've got some real issues from it. It led me to do things that I'm sure eventually I will talk about on here. This isn't quite the time, I don't think. This isn't quite the question that's going to trigger that sequence. But yeah, everything about my life that is complicated and intricate happened because I decided to marry who I did. And yeah, I think that's the sum total answer. There are other things that have complicated my life. There are things about me that led me to those marriages. And here's where we get in kind of a chicken and the egg situation. There's things from growing up that led me to choose those partners. Or to be more precise, to let those people find me. Because for a long time, I was the type of person that was sought after for gain. And that's a hard realization to come to, to have somebody look at you and say, there's a reason why this pattern repeats itself. Like my therapist did, and we explored that, and it's because I avoid conflict. Nobody likes conflict, but there are certain of us who definitely kind of bury ourselves when conflict arises, and that can lead to being taken advantage of in certain ways. And that was caused by, things that happened growing up, watching my parents kind of be the way that they were, and it caused something inside of me that led to that. Yeah, without those, I would have a pretty simple life. Like, I mean, relationships are complicated no matter what, and I get that. But I sit here and wonder sometimes, like, what if I had either A, never gotten married, fancy pinky, A, never gotten married, and just kind of done my own thing, or B, married someone other than who I did. But I don't think that I would have found somebody who wasn't going to try and take advantage of the situation that they found themselves in with me, because of the person that I was, or even probably still am, and I'm just working on trying not to be that way. Like, what would my life be like? And yeah, I know that I think that everybody has, at one point or another in their head, entertained the idea of, well, what if I'd never been married, or even what if I didn't have kids? We all think it, but to say it out loud, really, it brings it out. It's kind of a scary thing to say, because it's almost like, a shade away from wishing you didn't have kids, and that makes you sound terrible, right? No, it just means that your brain wants to explore that reality, just out of curiosity's sake. Curious people. All right, well, I think that's a complicated enough answer for this question about complicated things. Yeah. All right. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching me, anyone who has watched these. Yeah. It's not something I ever intended people to watch, but, you get that little YouTube analytics thingy that shows, how many people are watching or whatever, and there's a few people out there who have watched these videos. It's been, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see what people discover on the internet without even trying. All right, I will see you tomorrow.